Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel English by Nisa. So students, in this video we are going to discuss phrasal verbs. So let's start and see some basic of these phrasal verbs like come along, put up, get on and pick up. So what makes these verbs phrasal verbs? So first of all, let's see what are phrasal verbs. So here students, the phrasal verbs is a phrase which consists of a verb and a preposition. Verb plus preposition or adverb or both, which together function as a verb. So phrasal verbs usually have idiomatic meanings, that is, their meaning is not obvious from the individual words that make up the phrase, which means it have the different meaning to the actual verb. So students, by these two examples, let us see the difference between the normal verbs and the phrasal verbs. So the first sentence is children hold their parents' hand while crossing the road. So this hold is a verb here. Then the second sentence is when I called, he asked me to hold on. So students, here in the first sentence, this hold, which is a verb here, which means to hold something, to grasp something, means to take the support of something. But here, with the addition of this preposition on along with this verb, we are adding the preposition, addition of preposition, which become a phrasal verb, hold on. So its meaning changes completely. This hold on becomes a wait here now. So whenever we add preposition or adverb to any verb, that will become phrasal verb, and that's meaning completely change and it will give a different meaning. Before it was grab something, now it's become hold on. So its meaning is completely changed. Now let us see some more examples. So just now as we have seen example, the phrasal verbs has one meaning. The verb, this verb and the particle, whatever we are taking adverb or preposition, it doesn't have a independent meaning here. For example, in the phrasal verb like turn up, which is acting as a whole word together, turn up is nothing but its mean is to appear. So, as we come to know that verb which is made from one verb which has totally different meaning in the phrasal verb. So, here the meaning of turn means turning something, like we twist something, turn something. But here, when we use this turn along with this up, it's change its meaning totally. Now, here this turn up has no connection with the basic meaning of turn. So, as we have discussed, this phrasal verb, it is a combination of two things, a verb plus preposition or either adverb. So, here if we take the example of this phrasal verb, which is stand and up. So, here and sit down. In these phrasal verbs, here preposition and adverb here come directly after the verb. As you can see here, this stand is a verb and this preposition came after the verb. So, but time this structures can be changed. Preposition can also be placed after the object, like let's see some examples. So here students, I have written a couple of sentences. As you can read here, put your books away. So here you can see this put, which is a verb here, and this away, which I have, this put away together become the phrasal verb. So as I told you this before, we have seen this word together, but sometime we can change the place of this. We can also say put away your books, and we can also say put your books away, or we can write this away here after the put also. So in this way we can write. So here students, the order of the object and preposition or adverb can usually be changed unless we are using a pronoun here for an object. Example, let's use this one here, the pronoun them here. So put them away, we have taken this them as an object here. So unless we use the pronoun as an object, we can change the position of these preposition or adverb in a phrasal verb. So when we are using this pronoun as an object, so we have to follow this structure. Put pronoun, verb, pronoun, and then preposition or adverb. This is structure we have to follow when we are using pronoun as an object. We should not follow this structure. Put away them. This will be wrong sentence. This one is the correct. This is structure we have to follow here. Like if we are following this structure as we have discussed, so here this check, which is the verb, this is which is acting as a object of pronoun, then this is a pronoun, and this out which is acting as a together check out which is a phrasal verb. So we can add a noun in the middle, clean that up, check this out, but we cannot say clean up that, check out this, check this out we should say. So these are the correct structure of the sentence. So, as we have discussed these phrasal verbs, so now let us see one more important point. The meaning of some phrasal verbs are more obvious than the literal. So, here literal is nothing but which give the same meaning as the verb shows. Like stand up means to stand up only, and put away means put along with this away. We are using this put means moving something away, so that only it give a literal meaning, which means the verb has which meaning actually the phrasal verb shows that only. But here in the figurative meaning, which give a different, completely different meaning. Students, just now we have seen broke down, which means to stop. My car has stopped yesterday. So this phrasal verb is used to instead of stop they use the broke down. But sometime it will give a different meaning, like she broke down when she failed in the test. Though we are taking the same phrasal verb, but it gives a different meaning. So here the broke down is nothing but not stop, but which means become is sad or is stressful, means distressed here. So it will take sad or is stressful. And here I wanted to make up with my friends. This word make we have discussed just now to build something, but here when we add this one up adverb along with this makeup, which is become phrasal verb, which means to forgive each other. So here what I want to say, we have to learn what the mean by understanding them in the context, because the meaning of the phrasal verb is unpredictable. So we have to learn these meaning by understanding them in the sentence. So what's function will shows by the sentence. Now let us see the difference between phrasal verbs and some normal verbs. So as we have discussed, phrasal verb is a combination of verb plus preposition or adverb that has a specific meaning in it. But sometimes the meaning of the phrasal verb is quite different from the meaning of a regular verb by itself. Like for example, grow versus grow up, find versus find it out, and break versus breakdown. So let's see these all in examples. So, students, as we have discussed the difference between the verb grow and grow up. So, here, what is the actual meaning of the base verb grow here? So, we use grow when things increase in size, when we want to show that things grow in size in development. Like, for example, here we can say the station had roses growing at each end of the platform, means increasing at the side of platform. Now here when we add adverb to it, it will become phrasal verb grew up, which means here this basically we use along for the children becoming older and more mature. For example, I am very thankful that I grew up in a loving family. Now in this second example, find and this one find and find out. So what is the meaning of this find and find out? So the base verb which is find, which is used when you look at an object or person. It can be an accident or on purpose. For example, after searching for an hour, I found my key under the bed. So this is the verb which is a base form, which means to find something, to search something. But here when we add out along with this found, which become phrasal verb. This is used specifically for discovering information, and again it can be by accident or on purpose. So here for example, the holidays was a complete surprise. I found out about in the day before we left. So we use this for a discovery of something, discovery of information, but this we use for to search an object. Now let us see the break and broke down, breakdown and broke. So here the literal meaning of this break verb, which is a verb which means to separate into two things, means something which is separated into two or more pieces. Like for example, he broke the glass, which is separated into two or more pieces. But here when we add down adverb along with this broke, which will become a phrasal verb, which shows she broke down when she failed in the test. So here it's this phrasal verb shows different meaning, which means she is sad or distressed about that she is failed in the test. And here my car broke down yesterday. The same broke down we have used here, but it will give a different figurative meaning. For example, like means breakdown means here to stop. My car has stopped yesterday. So here students, the meaning of the phrasal verb is depend on the context. So we need to understand the phrasal verb. We need to learn based on the concept, based on the sentence, because the sentence shows the function of the phrasal verbs. Now let us see these two words here, use and use up. So here the meaning of this use is it means you utilize something, you do an activity with it. So here use, for example, she advised him to use bicycle. But when we use the phrasal verb use up, which means to consume something or completely, consume something completely, so that nothing remains. So that is the meaning of this use up. Don't use up all the milk. We need some for the breakfast. So don't completely use something, leave something for the breakfast as well. So students, this is all about the phrasal verbs. So remember to use the phrasal verb by using the context. So you have seen in this video that the meaning of the phrasal verb often has no connection to the meaning of the base verb, which is made up of phrasal verbs.